Welcome back to TechKidFX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Harmony One, whose current price stands at the $0.02247 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 3.5%. And in this video I want to give the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot waves and the Fibonacci's, also the key areas of support and resistances. So if you're interested in such content, make sure that you stick around till the end of the video. I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening on this chart. From the all-time high, Harmony One has been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC correction, which has taken us now to around the $0.016 mark, and from that key area of support we are having a nice recovery to the upper side in the movement that we have now, and I believe Harmony One has done whatever it needed to do in its ABC correction, and soon we might see this pump to the upper side, having a wave 5 taking us back to an all-time high. But before that plays out, there are key scenarios that we need to look at down here, key areas of resistances that we need to break above, and that's what I want to focus on in this video. So I'll be using the 4-hour chart so that we can see that clearly. So here on the 4-hour chart, from the moment we touched that key area at around the $0.16 mark, we had been trading within this channel, then we broke out of it to the upper side and even broke above that key area of resistance at around the $0.02205 mark, and we made a high at around the $0.025 mark. And in this movement to the upper side, I expected a retracement to the lower side, and that I was basing it on the Fibonacci's. So if I apply the fibs to get to see whether the minimum for that retracement to the lower side has been completed, you can see that from that high we started seeing this retracement to the lower side. We touched this fib level 0.618, even overshooted it to the lower side and touched a key area of support at around the $0.19 mark, where we found support, and then we started seeing a trend reversal to the upper side because of that key area of support. And having done that, this retracement to the lower side did whatever we expected it to do by going to around the area between the fib level 0.38 and the fib level 0.618. So I believe that retracement to the lower side has come to a complete, and now we are seeing another pump to the upper side. And in that pump to the upper side, we have now broken above a key area of resistance today at around the $0.02205 mark, and that brings me to the first key scenario that I expect to play out. And before I get to that key scenario, there's a pattern that I have here on this chart, which is a channel. Here on the 4-hour chart, if you look keenly, you can see that we have this channel here with more than 3 touch points, which has been massively respected. You can see the price came down, touched that key area on that key area of the channel, broke to the lower side, then started seeing higher prices to the upper side of the channel, to the lower side, to the upper side, to the lower side, and now we are trying to break above the upper side of that key area on that channel. And once that happens, which is very possible because we have also broken above a key area of resistance up here, it's possible that on the lower time frame we see a retest of this key area of resistance. Then once we see that retest, we can continue pushing to the upper side, and if we continue pushing to the upper side and break above this high that we made right here at around the $0.025 mark, then it could be possible that we continue pushing to the upper side to around the $0.03 mark. And so on our charts we need to mark this key area at around the $0.025 mark. At that high, we need to break above that high for us to continue pushing to the upper side to around the $0.03 mark. And the reason as to why I'm saying it's possible that we get to around the $0.03 mark, if I use the trend based Fibonacci here, from the low that we made down here to that high, then drag the fibs to this low down here, you can see that it gives me a target area at around the 1.618, which is at around the $0.032 mark. And before we get to the $0.03 mark, we'll be facing a key area of resistance at around the $0.029 mark. So we need to break above that for us to reach that target on the Fibonacci's. And in that wave, and if this move plays out, I'll keep you updated on the happenings of this wave. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. It's possible that we also have a downward scenario playing out over here, because it's possible that we might not be able to break above this channel, and if that plays out, then we can then have a pullback to the lower side. And if that happens, note that we'll be losing this key area of support at around the $0.02 to $0.05 mark. And if that plays out, then we'll be trading within this channel once more. Maybe we might hit the lower side of the channel, then have another bounce to the upper side to try and break above that key area of resistance. And if we lose that key area on the channel and we break below it, it's possible that the price of Harmony 1 might go back to around the $0.19 mark, then maybe find support over that area, and then have that pump to the upper side, and maybe first have our target area at around the $0.025 mark, where we made that high and we need to break above it. So those are the key scenarios that I expect to play out. And also basing it on the Elliot waves, I believe this could be a wave 1 which has come to a complete over here. This is a wave 1. Then we have seen a wave 2 which has done the minimum that we expected it, as I have shown you using the Fibonacci's. And soon, whatever is information at the moment might be that wave 3, which might take us to around the $0.03 mark. And if that plays out, then we could then see a possible wave 4 and then a wave 5 to the upper side. So these are the key scenarios that I expect to play out. I believe whatever we are seeing here might be this Elliot wave, and once you see a completion of these 5 waves, we might then name this as a higher wave count Elliot wave 1. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated. If you also take a look at the indicators, on the indicators you can see that we are trading at around the 64 mark here on the 4-hour chart. That is on the RSI, and that would mean we still have a bit of room for us to continue pushing to the upper side before we get into the overbought region. So it's possible that we continue breaking above that key area of that. It's possible that we break out of that channel that we have been trading within, and also go to around the $0.025 mark where we made that high, and maybe break above it before we get a bit of a retracement here on the RSI to also try and create room for us to continue pushing higher. On the MACD, here on the MACD we have printed a bullish cross, and that would mean it's possible that we continue seeing higher prices. We can also see that we also have an increase in volume here on the MACD. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.